Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Have you thought much about that dinner that was held at Buckingham Palace that they called a state dinner? Well, a Quora writer said that she's been sitting on the information for a while and she's got some truth bombs. So let's get into it. So, as we all know, there was a huge dinner at Buckingham Palace the night before Queen Elizabeth's funeral. While not technically a state or formal dinner, it was very large, very important dinner. It was the largest gathering of world leaders in history. There were royals, dignitaries, ambassadors, representatives, heads of state, and so on, from every continent and all the most powerful world leaders, all in the same room for dinner. Now, who was missing? Not invited, and most definitely not wanted. That's right, folks, the despicable duo, Has-Nuts and Meghan. This was the biggest party with the most influential global leaders, most important party of the century. The Markles were seriously ticked off that they were not invited, nor were they ever, not welcomed and literally blacklisted and humiliated globally. Remember how Omid put out the information that they were famously uninvited? They were never invited. They were just trying to gain sympathy. Here, where it gets interesting. It seems that the British royal family were not the only people that did not want them there prior to the infamous dinner. Get this, several dignitaries, etc., from various countries had their people check with the palace to make absolute sure that Has-Been and Meghan were not going to be present. Seems they've upset quite a few people. Especially South Africa has taken great offense to the disgusting duel and their statements and assertions in regard to Nelson Mandela. Harry's pathetic speech at the nearly completely empty United Nations on Mandela Day failed so miserably that Mandela's family came forward condoning it right away. Then we have Meghan on the cover of some obscure magazine called The Cut. And we all remember that. In it, she point blank told the interviewer that South Africa just loved them and always have. As a matter of fact, they loved her so much and championed so hard for their love that the day they married, the people then took to the streets celebrating exactly as they did when Mandela was freed after 27 years in prison. She claimed that she was told this information by a South African cast member of The Lion King at its London premiere. Problem with that little lie is that it's the one and only South African cast member came forward immediately and he discredited her statement. Not only had he never met her, he wasn't even at the London premiere, not even in the country. When asked about the wedding, the South African actor said that he and many, many others had never heard of it, didn't care about her, and said it was a complete non-event in South Africa. So again, hers, lies, lies, lies. Next up, we have Australia. They too contacted the palace, considering her conduct throughout the tour, i.e., the tea throwing, saying she was bored with this tour crap, while she doesn't understand why she's not getting paid to go on these walkabouts at events, insulting the governor and especially his wife, where she told him to F.O., and tormenting a lot of assistants. Abuse goes on. So, because of all of that happened during the tour, they, understandably, want nothing to do with them ever again. The respect and love for the disgusting duo, it's been destroyed. And the last country, well, that I have concrete evidence of, and I'm assuming that there's more, was, hold on to your hats, everybody, the USA. That's right, Meghan's home country and just Harry's adopted new home. We really, really dislike them here. So President Biden had his team confirm that they would not be there. The reason given is lack of trust, rightfully driven by the fact that they have been caught numerous times with various secret recording and filming devices. Megalier also likes to share her versions of conversions and events that were taken out of context, twisted, and otherwise altered to fit her narrative, just like the Oprah interview. What was that, 17 and counting lies? So there you go, friends. At least 3 countries contacted the palace to discuss the duplicitous duo and basically saying, if they're going, we're not attending. With all the lies, twisted versions, out of context tidbits, and the like having made them disliked, not trusted, nor wanted in some of the biggest important countries and pretty much all of the Commonwealth. So congrats, Meghan. You are finally known globally like you always wanted to. However, you are globally disliked, not trusted, nor welcome in most countries. There you go. Also, just a reminder, they were never invited to that dinner. So, they put out the statement through their mouthpiece, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, that they were going to attend. The palace immediately responded with a, no, they're not invited. So again, they have Scooby issue a press release saying that they were baffled by being uninvited, even though they weren't. So again, the palace immediately responded by saying that the palace royals were baffled, that the Sussexes were baffled because they were never invited. So how could they be uninvited? Don't know about you, but I'm liking the new palace ways. Like immediately responded to these two, discrediting them right at the jump. It's just great, guys. Then this picture was released clearly showing who's in charge and what are the most important people at the future of the royal family. I'm sure this really chapped Meghan's backside, that not only were they not invited to the biggest, most important party of the century, but they were been demoted and ignored on a global scale. If you guys look, let's call these, we should pass this picture around and call these the Fab Four. So these are the 4 central people in the royal family at the moment, the senior royals. And Harry and Meghan have been demoted on the website. They sit just above Prince Andrew and below some of the oldest working royals in the family. So they're nowhere at a place of prominence like they were. So it doesn't matter where you're born or that your father is now the King of England. Harry, you guys have, you've done it. You've crossed a line. Somewhere along the line, Charles said when his mother dies that he is going to take a firm stance, and just like he said in that speech to the world when he said about Harry and Meghan continuing or starting their lives over across the ocean. So there's nowhere for you to be. So all of this PR puff pieces that you're putting out, that after the book comes out, after the docuseries come out, that you'll spend that next year working on forgiveness and getting back into the royal family. Nah, it ain't gonna happen, and I don't believe anyone believes it. So where were H&M? Clearly not invited. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back with you with another video. Have